Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I'm working through this week's first 9 timeless trials before I do the final trial in a separate video. Let's begin with SSS Trial 1. After taking action, you gain a shield, damage dealt increases by 20%, damage taken decreases by 50%. Annoying time law, especially on a map like this, but all the enemies are melee attackers, which means Ledin should be able to deal with them fairly quickly. Why don't I try to follow? I'm just gonna try to send Ledin as far forward as I can right from the start, so that I don't have to take as long to clear this battle. So to do so, I'm going to be running a team that can teleport him forward as quickly as he can go. So, yeah. For example, Iris and Tiaris, healing light, and then the teleport. I'm gonna run a faction buffer for Ledin, which can be Matthew. It could also be Elwyn if you prefer, right? Elwyn's faction buff is probably better because it gives plus 15% damage. I mean, Matthew's does as well, but Matthew's only kicks in if you have characters close by. So I think this will be good. And let's just begin here. Okay, so let's begin. Turn on the Langrisser.
Yes.
Why don't I just Wind God Realm to start? And then Fashion Buff. So I'm just trying to buff up Ledin as much as I can. And then let's just teleport him forward. And then that way he can run forward and Righteous Duel summon to him. Finally, let's have Elwyn just fashion buff him up. So let's see how well or how poorly this works out. He is killing off the gargoyles in one hit. Alright, so at least 2 of the gargoyles died in one hit. The rest won't, but nothing I can really do about that. So let's end turn. Have Tiaris run forward. Just reactivate healing light on him. That's pretty much it. Send these forward, but there's really no point. Just wipe out the Aquatic General. Why don't I just have Tiaris Mass Heal here? Or sorry, Iris Mass Heal Tiaris. And then Tiaris can just... Hold on. Let's just play myself here. Maybe Ledin will need a bit of help to make this clear go faster. Because these guys... Oh, the Unicorn died in one hit. I was thinking these guys don't die in one strike, so some assistance would be good to make it go a little bit faster. Or maybe he just doesn't need any assistance, period. It looks like he's killing them off just fine. So the last lava titan comes up, heavily damages himself. And then if I have, let's say, Luna Strike, that will be it. Next, SSS Trial 2, magic damage reduced by half. Only applies to you though. And the enemies have a lot of, a bunch of ranged enemies. So why don't I run Landius since there's no infantry enemies now? Yeah, my Landius has changed to a Lancer class because of PvE content. Sorry, not PvE content, because of what was it? World Arena? No, sorry. Because of Apex Arena, what am I saying? So I'm totally out of it, clearly. Anyways, so ideally I would do AoE damage to the enemies, but I'm doing half magic damage. Nonetheless, why don't I bring 2 AoE attackers anyways? Simply because they'll benefit pretty well from, let's say, Luna's Queen's Ascension to add damage. And Rachel, after all, has her ability to launch out the Runic Void, which will hurt the enemies a lot. You know what? I'm too lazy to really change. I'll just leave her this way simply because I use her a lot for other content. And let's just begin. So, I'm gonna make her ground forces though. And that's simply so that she can benefit from Luna. Langrisser. So it's gonna be 3, 4, 5, something like this. So if I Wind Guard down here, let's move up like so. Lana is gonna be back, but that's okay. I should have brought a gospel buff on Rachel. The gospel buff will make it so that Landius can be immune to cannot be healed effects. Whereas I don't have that right now, which could be a problem when I'm facing off against this Skeleton Master. But we'll see. Let's charge forward. Heaven sent. I can damage that Skeleton Master, so maybe I'll just die in one hit when it strikes me. That's the hope. That should be enough, even if magic damage is reduced dramatically. This should be enough for Landius to kill him. I'll have Luna attack this Aquatic General, just so I can make sure she buffs up Landius. The King's Crown. So my Landius attack has dropped dramatically. That is because he is now running a Blood Pact instead of his former gear. He used to have the Overlord's badge, which gave a lot more attack. Now he doesn't have that. So he is doing a lot less damage, that's for sure. That was mine. Oh. Regardless. Going to have Rachel continue to strike this guy. He continues to regenerate. Let me just have Attack Blessing used on Luna to make sure I can pick up the Holy General. Oh, which actually wipes out the Ancient Trions. Yep. Nonetheless. Then I can work it out then. There we go. Mage General kills on Landius. Luna kills the healer. Still a 2 turn clear, I suppose. Or 3 turn clear? 4 turn. Whoa. A lot longer than I thought, actually. Okay. SSS Trial 3. Magic damage reduced by half, yet again. But this is working out pretty well. The only change I should make, if I... Actually, there's nobody who would ram or anything like that, or cannot be healed. So I can run this exact same party. So, here we go. Wind God Realm forward. And just maneuver up. Something like this. In the middle of the water, because Tieris is going to be the limiting factor in terms of maneuvering forward. Plus, I don't really want to use my AoEs yet when I can barely hit anyone. So I'm just having my characters charge up with no real intention of launching on natural AoE. Guard Strike hits the Bolt Rangers, so it doesn't kill Tieris. Landius' attack is seriously shit, as a side note. And I think that's because of the lack of the Overlord's badge or Gospel. He got debuffed with attack reduction, yeah. Oh, so be it. Let's start with Runic Void and Rachel. I'll have Landius maneuver forward then. Peace of mind up. Tieris won't die, so why don't I have her just maneuver forward as well and attack Blessing this week. The goal of wiping out someone. And I can have Ascension here with Lena. And finally, I'm going to kill the Dark Elf that is going to AoE. Good enough. Yeah, I really should bring Gospel buff on Rachel though. Just one healer remains, which will be easily killed by Lina. SSS Trial 4. After end of battle, restores hit points equal to 30% of the damage dealt. There are still a bunch of ranged enemies here, so I guess Rachel will be nice with Gospel here, as I was saying. Other than that, I have nothing to really build on, unless I want to kill off some of these guys on turn 1, in which case I would bring Leon instead of Lana, like just a single target damage dealer instead of the AoE. But I think this is okay too. Let's just begin. Faction buff. Gospel buff. If I were to AoE, it would be Black Hole on that guy. Might as well actually. Swing God Realm. Faction buff. On the off chance I silence this guy, then it won't attack me. That's why I would do that. Or it would single target strike me instead of using AoE. Didn't get it though. And I'm going to just attack Blessing Luna then. She will indeed decay. Lancer Langrisser is actually kind of interesting. I mean, he does crush the cavalry enemies much more efficiently than my energy healer ever did. Let's just shift over one. If I shift up one, oh, no matter what, I'm missing one of these archers from what I can see. But I can have Lana hit the other one. And I think this is good enough. I'm not even gonna bother to attack with the other two. Because Landia should do enough damage in counterattacks to kill off all these damaged enemies. Pretty good. There we are. SSS Final Trial. After attacking, reduces damage dealt by 20%. That debuff cannot be dispelled. That is perfectly fine because... oh, it's this one. Let's see, how did I do this in the past? Well, I'm sure I had Landius in the north rather than the south to begin with. Maybe I had Listel for AoEs and Bozel for AoEs. I think that was it. So try to debuff them with silencing from Listel and Bozel, and then afterwards Landius and Tierra should wipe them all out. And maybe I'll just throw in a third AoE in Lana for another black hole. Right, 3 chances of silencing pretty much. Could also use Shafaniel actually. Right, Shafaniel also has Desiccate that can silence, so maybe I'll do that. Alright, let's begin. Here we go. Start, and just faction buff up. Then it's start with the Desiccate. Healing Light? Huh? Black hole. Alright, got the whole team silenced with 3 of them. I put Listel too far forward though. Alright, here we are. Whole enemy team is silenced for some easy kills. Might as well have Landius begin by attacking. Going to continue to launch out silencing strikes with Shafaniel. I can have Bozo toss an Earthquake here. I mean, Listel. This can just kill. And I'll mass heal here. Vargas strikes Landius, killing himself, ending the battle. Then Bursting Heart Keys, 5 Runestone Shards, and 100,000 gold. Next is SSSS Trial 1 then. Hit point reduced by 50% will only take fixed damage. So time to bring Listel, Sophia, Liffany, or Egbert, depending on who you have built. Either Liffany or Egbert can work, as long as they launch out either AoEs or you depend on Liffany's talent. Ooh, these are all Cyclopses, which hard counter my Landius. But if I bring Royal Cav on Landius, he should be fine. Or just bring Ledin. Whatever, I'm too lazy to change there. So, other than that, Sophia for Rewind would be nice. Liana can certainly work for her act again to refresh these two to refresh the fixed damage faster. But I think it's better off bringing, let's say, Egbert or Liffany to launch out the actual AoEs to do fixed damage actively. Alright, let's go. On.
みんな、もっと頑張れ。
今度はあたいに何させる。
どうぞ。戦いはまだ終わっていない。俺に力を貸してくれ。
もう私の番よ。
And the key is
これはあまり使いたくない
that
ですよ
Sophia
ね。
will buff up Egbert a bit more in terms of his intelligence. Alright, good enough. So I'm going to launch out. My first AoE.
戦いは
あたい、もう
And
待ちき
maybe
れない
just
よ。
have the spell. Let's get here.
戦いはまだ終わっていない。油断するな。言うだけ無駄だ。これを食らえ。
そうだ。はい。
And then just going to heal up Egbert for now. Rewind next turn after Egbert has used the second AoE. Not really expecting any damage out of Landius here. Oh! Ah, Thorn's trigger. I was wondering how I got damage there just now. Should be this 40. Alright, so second AoE as I mentioned.
今度はあたいに何
The
させる
spell
ん
can
だい。
reactivate Blood Dance as soon as Rewind is cast.
あれ、気づかないうちに。ごめんなさいね。そう、今度はあたいに何させるんだい。知りね。
And then there is just that last orc. Oh, one more.
みんな、もっと頑張れ。戦いはまだ終わっていない。俺に力を貸してくれ。
So Egbert will finish it
もう私の番よ。
next turn. Oh. Actually, bringing Freya as the tank might make that faster too. Side note. But anyways, that worked. SSSS Trial 2. When hero is range class, unit's normal attack range increases by 2. In other words, Landius will not actually counterattack against these ranged enemies because they are attacking from way too far. That is fine though. I can take on the other ones. But Ledin would probably be smarter in this kind of situation. So let's switch to that. Otherwise, I might as well do the exact same strategy as the previous battles. Lana, Luna, Ledin, Tieris. Tieris should probably be in the frontier, and Rachel for Gospel and AoE. Alright, good enough. Let's begin. Movers are on. And if I just Wind God Realm, move another 2 forward, and faction buff. That would be perfect for getting everyone into range. Such as having Wretch's Duel, one of these enemies to him. Having sanction here. Damage a whole bunch of these guys. Worth it. Let's heal up. Am I letting now? And finally... Rachel's a bit too far to gospel. So, I'm going to aggressively attack with Letting to wipe out that Undead Knight. And then I can have Rachel run forward this way in Runic Void. Lana can toss out a black hole. The enemies in the north. We're going to have Tiaris attack Blessing Luna. And then Luna can wipe out the Mist Dancer. Leading this through. Crystal Colossi kill themselves, or nearly kill themselves. I'll take that decay hit and finish the battle this way. Number 1 dead. Bone Dino dead. And then Luna killed on the Dark Hydra. Two more battles. Restoration decreased by 80%. One of the more annoying time laws. There's only 2 ranged enemies, here and here, but might be faster if I go on the offensive rather than playing defense like usual. So if I, for example, place Norm to shoot this one, if I place Leon to kill off the 2 ranged attackers, for example, this is probably going to be much faster. So let's do something like this. So I'm going to plop down Leon. I'm going to have Ledin Righteous Duel this guy. Tiaris will heal, and then Luna can do whatever. Yeah, so this will be fine. Okay. Here we go. So start with Righteous Duel. Which actually didn't kill. Wow. Regardless, I win God Realm, and I guess I'll attack in this case to make sure it dies. So let's heal him up. The restoration crappiness time law is going to suck, but it's okay. Arm can blast away at this Angel. Actually failed to kill it as well. Wow. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. Guess maybe I should have activated aim. Or my gear on Norm is not good enough. I really expected the range attack against flyers to easily one-shot there. Regardless, at least these guys will kill themselves. Ledin, or should, even though Ledin doesn't have his faction buff up. Yep. There we go.
準備完了です。
わかりました。
I'll have Narm finish off the Angel.
了解。
I'll have Leon attack the Infantry General. Just stand in front there.
よし。
Guess Ledin is going to faction buff here.
勝負をつける時が来たな。
This restoration time law is really mucking things up.
まだ終わらないよ。
Even though Luna never activated her faction buff, I think I'll be able to finish it this turn. Leon gets hit by the Infantry General. Ledin should kill this guy. Surprisingly, Leon didn't kill it. But I guess he lost his faction buff, or his chivalry buff, so he didn't do the damage. But there we go. Narm will finish it then. And then SSS Trial 4. When you attack a target with hit points higher than yours, damage will decrease by 80%. Right. 2 ranged enemies, 1 and 2. Once they're dead, Ledin can handle the rest. So that should be easy. And I guess I'll just swap out Narm back for Luna. Unless I want to faction. Whatever. This will be okay. So once again, I'm going to Righteous Duel. And fail to kill. But that is okay. I expected it this time. So Leon is going to Chivalry. Assault down the Firebrand Sniper. And just back off. I'm going to have Tieris. Just mass heal here. And Yggdrasil's Reef Ledin. So why don't I have Lena just toss out a Heaven's Sanction? Or maybe not. I'll just have her single target strike, what the heck. Make sure I get that kill. And Luna will win God Realm and faction buff. Tieris' Yggdrasil's Reef protects against mobility down as always. And it's just mopping up now. So Ascension, for example. Leon striking and killing the Cyclops. Backing off. Ledin faction buffing. I'm going to have Tieris just attack less of this Luna. So it can attack. Do a ton of damage to this Ancient Treant. I was hoping for a kill, but if I don't get it, that's fine too. Just back off then. Ledin kills Heavy Cav. Ledin kills the Ancient Treant. I think it revives. Yep. That's why I wanted to make sure I weakened it with Luna. And Leden should kill the Crystal Colossi, leaving just the Treants at this point. Let's just heal up my Lena and have her single target kill. There we go. And those are the first 9 timeless trials of the week. I'll do the SSSS Final Trial in a separate video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Nitro out.